Welcome. It's Jen Lefforge. I am here with this month's creator update. I gave literally zero notice that I was going to go live like this. So if nobody is on here, that is totally okay because I have my list. Dawn, I know that you're here. Can you tell me if you can hear me okay? Yay, Allison's here. Allison WDW Girl, thank you. She is one of my moderators. I used my hey, Natalie, Elena. Hi, girl. Oh, I'm so glad. Good. People are showing up. Hey, Atropos07. So yes, you can hear me. Okay, great. I think the sound is slightly better when I use the earbuds, but they get on my nerves. So we'll see how that works out. I'm nice and loud. I can project, as anyone who knows me knows well. So I was going to film my creator update today anyway. And then one of the things I wanted to talk about in this month's creator update was what it's like to go live. And that was a big hurdle for me to overcome. So I was like, well, if I'm going to talk to them about what it's like to go live, I might as well go ahead and go live. So if you're interested in the behind the scenes on all of that, oh, hey, Wendy, Happiness and Sweet Tea is here. If you're interested in the behind the scenes on kind of how to go live, I can tell you guys just a teeny tiny bit of that as we're waiting for more people to come. Elizabeth is here. Charlie is here. Hey, you guys. I do have super chat turned on, as we've talked about. Never any pressure to do that. It just supports the channel and help pays for my habits. So, and please hit the like button. Yes. And tell your friends that we're doing this over here, especially anybody. Celine Bean. Hey, girl. How are you? Good to see you. Anybody who is interested in what it's like to be a YouTube creator, the behind the scenes of that, what that looks like. Oh, Jenny, good. You're here. Jenny from the Neverland Family is here. She's also one of my moderators. But Jenny, since I gave you guys like literally 20 minutes notice that I was going to do it this way. So since, oh, hey, look at that. Super chat. Thank you so much, Atropos07. So the way that super chat works, and he's saying that my Goofy looks great, which I have because of him. There is a button at the bottom. You press that button, a little thing pops up, and it gives you an option to give some money to support the channel that you're watching the live stream of. So it's a really great way, like I said, to support a channel. I never like calling it a donation. If you want to make a donation, I strongly encourage you do so with some relief for Hurricane Michael. That would be a great way for you to make a donation. But this is a way for you to just show some support for the channel. So I'll talk a little bit about that. If you are a YouTube creator and you're going to go live, super chat is really easy to turn on. I do think, and Allison may know, I think you have to have a certain amount of subscribers in order to qualify for super chat. It may be a 1,000 subscriber thing, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So hopefully someone will chime in that knows the answer. But going live is super, super easy. And they even just added this option with your camera just on your Mac. So literally all I had to do was press the go live button, press that I wanted to use this camera. I did. Oh, another super chat. Thank you so much, Elena. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That super chat is greatly appreciated, Elena. Wow, that's very humbling. Thank you so much. So Elena, thank you for that. So when you go live, you can do it a couple of different ways. If you watched Coral Joy and I when we went live at Nomad Lounge, and you can find that in my live stream playlist, that was on my phone. It was literally you hit one button and you're ready to go. And I had never done that before, and it was a little bit terrifying, but it was also super, super fun, and the energy was really great. Now, when I went to do this last live, it was very nerve-wracking because it's one thing to be with a friend and goofing off and in a fun place like the Nomad Lounge. It's an entirely different proposition to be in my basement with my dogs, and God only knows what could happen, and technology and all of that. And I was really nervous that nobody would show up. But my first live, we ran for, almost an hour. So yeah, that was really great. Okay, Sandra from Sandra D's Adventures. If you guys aren't following Sandra, if you like my stuff, you will really like Sandra's stuff as well. So go and check her out. She and I are similar age, so both 25. And Sandra wants to know what I do for audio. Your sound is so echoey. When she's filming in her house, her sound is so echoey. I'm not sure that's even a word. Yes, we're going to go with echoey being a word. So sound has taken me a while to figure out. Allison says she's also 25. Don't give me that garbage. You're way closer to 25 than I am, Allison WDW Girl, and you know it. I have put up a couple of different things down here in the basement to help with that. I've added a lot more. I put some curtains in a big opening that I have here. I do have carpet in my basement, which I think helps. But you can get external microphones if you're going to go live. I do think it helps to do do your earbuds with the microphone. A podcaster that I love told me that that's a great way to do it. But for echoing, try an external microphone. They have ones where the thing is, if you do an external microphone, you can't film directly from your camera. You're going to need separate software, and then you can record if you have my camera. My camera does not have a hookup. I have the Canon Mark G7X, and it does not. This is my camera for you guys. It's kind of fun. I'm filming on here. I can show you my camera. It does have the flip up screen that needs to be cleaned, but I don't have a port for an external microphone on my camera. So if I want to use an external microphone, I have to record separately using the microphone through my Mac, and then I have to sync it up with editing is actually not that hard to do. And you can pick up a lot of fairly inexpensive external microphones that a lot of the gaming YouTubers use. So I'll try to find, Sandra, some links to a couple that I can put. One I think is called like the Ice microphone, and I'll see if I can find one for you. So big, also love your channel. My wife and I watch you all the time. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. So that you guys know, oh, hey, Ryan's here. Brad says he loves my vlogs. Thank you. That makes me super happy. So you guys know, we're really trying to focus this particular live stream just on the YouTube creator piece of things, but that does not mean, oh, Jordan and Rachel are here. Hey, you guys. Jordan and Rachel have a great channel. Make sure you check them out. You do not have to be a YouTube creator, certainly, to be engaged in this conversation and ask lots and lots of questions. I think that a lot of people are very curious about the behind the scenes part of YouTube. So I'm open to any and all questions that are related to the YouTube creator piece. If you've been around for a while, you guys know I've been doing monthly YouTube updates literally since month one. So my first YouTube video, oh, hey, Schultz fam. I'm so glad you stopped by. Good to see you, Corey. Corey also has a great channel. He's a great supporter of mine on Twitter and was sure to retweet this when I decided to do this 20 minutes ago. My first actual official YouTube video was February 29th. I did my first creator update on April 9th. So if you go back and watch my month one creator update, you're going to see when I had 30 subscribers. I was just learning my technology. I really did not know what I was doing. And I've done one every month since then. So when I went to film today's, because I wanted to talk about going live, I was like, well, let's just do it live and we'll go from there. So would love any questions that you guys might have about that. And I know, again, that I caught everybody a little bit off guard. So Wendy, thank you. Candid is what I've got. She says, thank you for being so candid. Don't you feel like, you guys, that sometimes the YouTube world, people act like it's this big mysterious thing and you know, I could tell you the details, but then I'd have to kill you. Like, it's not this big mysterious thing. It's hard. And when I first started, I had so many questions. I mean, just the editing software alone is overwhelming. So I use iMovie. I do not use the pumped up iMovie. I use just the regular iMovie. Elizabeth, yes, this will be able to rewatch, and I don't want you to get in trouble at work. So I will make sure that this is on there so you can watch it later. Cindy's here. Yay. Cindy, the Disney Queen, who make sure you check out her channel. She has a great channel, and she is always does great videos. And I tell her this every time, but her voice just really makes me happy. So are you in the Orlando area? No, I am not in the Orlando area. I'm actually just north of the Atlanta area. So I am in Orlando a lot. And because we own Disney Vacation Club, I'm out there often enough. I'm out there more than is probably a good idea. But anyway, so yes, Wendy, YouTubers act like it's a secret. Part of it, I think, is YouTubers like to act like this is a breeze, that we just walk into situations and we film and, oh, look, there happens to be a camera there. And that is not the truth by any stretch of the imagination. And yes, Jershu, I do plan on making this a habit. Thank you very much. It isn't a breeze. There is a lot involved. There is a lot to it. And hold on, you guys, the chat just went away on me. Oh, there it goes back. There's a lot of planning. Last time I did my creator update, a lot of you had questions about like how I plan my trips out. when I'm going on a Disney trip where I'm in a film, I actually have like a set list of, I know these are the shots that I want to film throughout the day. And that kind of gives me a framework that helps me relax and enjoy my vacation a lot better. But I used iMovie for the longest time. And for my birthday, my hubby let me upgrade to Final Cut Pro. Schultz family, that I think Final Cut Pro, my son uses that and he has it on his computer at college. So I actually do have access to that, but I'm so, I'm such a creature of habit, and iMovie and I are like best friends now, and it's warm and fuzzy to me. But I think at some point I may outgrow it and decide that, that I need to do that. Allison's afraid of Final Cut. Yeah, Allison, I tried it once on his computer and I did get kind of a little bit overwhelmed with all of that. So you guys want an update on numbers for this month? I usually do that at the beginning of the creator update. So I'll just tell you that really quick. We are currently sitting at 4,196 subscribers, which, okay, that's unbelievable to me. I just passed the 300,000 view mark. I've vlogged now for 8 full months. Like I'm in my 9th month. Sorry, I know you can hear my dogs. So I've vlogged now for 8 full months. So that's 300,000 views in 8 months. Kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm extremely humbled. And you know what? I'm going to text my husband to put the dogs up. Hold on just a second. Look, you guys can watch me text my husband. It's all live. Can you shut basement door and put dogs up? There we go. He's so sweet. So yeah, sorry. So using iMovie and numbers, where were we? Dawn wants an update. We were doing numbers. My average watch time is still around 7 minutes. Again, I talk about this every single month that I am, Dawn, thank you. I am very proud of that 7-minute watch time number. My videos tend to be a little longer. Like if ever you watch a video about what's the ideal length for videos, a lot of, professional YouTubers will say like 2 to 3 minutes is really good. I feel like I'm a storyteller and I don't know how to tell a story in 2 or 3 minutes. I need some space. So for me, a 15-minute video seems to kind of be my sweet spot, and I'm averaging about 60% average. So there is a place where you can go in on YouTube and look at your analytics, and it will tell you what the percentage is viewed for each of your videos. And I generally run in the 50 to 60% range, which I think is pretty good. It's not like I have a place to go compare it, but to me, if someone's sticking with me about half the time, then that makes me really, really happy. So Charlie, did you find, okay, so you used Final Cut Pro and you're changing to Adobe Premiere. I don't know. I know a lot of people use iMovie and I don't use any of iMovie's music anymore. My music is a very big deal to me. So I actually have a subscription through Epidemic Sound. I pay $12 a month, and I love the way that I can super easily download the music that I want into iMovie. The music piece of things for the travel vlogs has become kind of an obsession for me. And hopefully you guys don't even really notice it. Hopefully the music is like just kind of part of the story. It's kind of like you don't ever want a soundtrack for someone to be distracted from the movie because of the music, but hopefully it adds to it. Oh, Dawn, thank you for saying my music choices are perfect. If you guys knew how much, bye Jenny, tell the kids I said hi, give Max and Ellie big hugs for me, and no problem about not staying. I didn't tell you I was doing this. Everybody follow the Neverland Family if you're not already. They're the best. I tend to overwork the dough with the music because I put a song in and I think I like it. And Epidemic Sound has this great search feature where you can not only search for a word, but you can search for mood, you can search for tempo. And I love their music. And mostly I love it because it's not the same as what everybody else uses. So you don't typically hear the music you'll hear on my channel on somebody else's channel. Obviously, it's possible because they could get the same music that I use, but I don't even know how I got off talking about music. But okay, so Schultz fam says change is hard. That's what happened to me. I outgrew it, and I have so much more freedom with Final Cut Pro. There was a definite learning curve. I hear great things about Adobe Premiere as well. Yeah, I've got to tell you guys, I'm just such a creature of habit. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'll ever switch to anything other than iMovie, but I definitely I feel like I need to like pause life. And there are so many things that I want to film that I mean, I have a list. TubeBuddy, which when we're done, if any of you want to sign up for TubeBuddy, I'll put my affiliate link for TubeBuddy. The way the TubeBuddy affiliate link works is that I get a percentage if you sign up using my link. Again, you guys know I'm always upfront about stuff like that. But one of the things I love on TubeBuddy's app, and even if you sign up for the free version, which I love, please still use my my link. But if you look here, this is TubeBuddy's. I don't know if that will show up for you guys. This is their mobile app. And this is included, I believe, with the free version. Anybody who has the free version can tell me if it's included. But they have a feature on here that is called, hold on, Topic Planner. And if you look here, here's my current topic planner list. Trying to get that to show up. You know how hard that is. I have just dozens of videos that are waiting to be filmed. And what's fun is I can go in and put a topic in, and then when I'm done with it, I check it off. And so it's kind of a notepad that I constantly have for new video ideas. So all that to say, I'm so behind on all of my filming and my editing for my travel vlogs. The thought of using a new software is just like, I can't do it. It makes me crazy right now. So maybe at some point though, I'll be ready to do that. Allison, yeah, if it's meeting my needs, what's the point? That's kind of how I feel. It's kind of like people who, a lot of vloggers vlog on their phones. And if you vlog on your phone and you're really happy with that, then you don't need to get a Canon Mark G7, whatever this thing is. You don't need to do that. For me, I prefer having an actual camera, but everybody is so individual about at this point, my camera, do I have my holster down here? My camera, when it is on its little holster thing, and I'll show you guys this. This has an adapter for your iPhone as well. But you know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to, Schultz fan, for some reason, it's putting this under review, your comment. I don't know why. I just approved it. This is the holster that I use for my camera, and it has an iPhone adapter as well. But when I'm traveling, this thing feels like an extension of my arm. Like this has become like my security blanket. So if I tried to switch cameras at this point, I think I would have a nervous breakdown. So, Sandra, thank you so much for the numbers. It's been a really, yeah, it's been an awesome ride. Jershu was asking if I'm mindful of the music that I use because of domain, open source domain. Yeah, and I think you may not have been on here when I said this, but I use Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound, everything is royalty free. It is a subscription service. I pay $12 a month. And I think they're based out of Canada because I know it's an international, I always get an international alert on my credit card when that goes through. But the only requirement with them, now, of course, you can always list the name of the song and the artist. I'm sure the artist greatly appreciates that. But Epidemic Sound's agreement with their subscription creators is your only requirement is that you have in your show notes music by Epidemic Sound with the link to their website. So that covers me. I don't have to worry about it's all royalty free because I have that subscription. So that is definitely something you want to make sure you are always using royalty free music, because you can get a hit and that can be very bad for your channel. So make sure you don't do that. Coral, yay! Yeah, I just decided to go live 20 minutes ago, so that's why you didn't know. I want to know from the creators that are on: have you gone live? Are you excited to go live? Sandra, if you're still on here, are you afraid to go live? Do you have questions about going live? This is my whopping third live broadcast, so I am in no stretch of the imagination am I an expert, but I can say that I was very intimidated by it. Morgan, no, I do not have a Disney Pandora bracelet. I have been looking at them though. They have some beautiful charms. I am an Alex and Ani girl, and I don't have those on, but I do love them. Oh, Kimberly, yeah, third live, woohoo! It's like maybe once I have a really bad habit of talking about things like I'm an expert when I've done it like 3 times. Like for example, being on YouTube 1 month and starting a creator channel. Whatever. So yeah, if you are nervous to go live, I just want to say the only way that you get past it is to do it. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this creator update live, is like, I feel like the more I do it, the more comfortable that I will get in doing it. So yeah, Cindy, Facebook. Oh, Sandra, you said something I wanted to address, and now I don't remember what it was, except for that you said great numbers. Oh, let me answer Atropos07 first about if I'm considering Patreon, and then Cindy, I'm going to get to your comment about Facebook. So I have considered Patreon. I have a Patreon page set up. I have not put it live yet. I'm trying to decide what I want out of it because I'm not going to Patreon. For those of you who may not know, it's basically where people pay a subscription to be kind of in for my situation, to be kind of in the inner circle, to do consulting with me, to help me land on video ideas. And it's a patron of the arts. You're showing your support for that particular writer or artist, or in our case, YouTube creator. So I've been asked about it frequently, and I am considering it. So if any of you have thoughts on Patreon, especially from the side of being a patron, I would appreciate that, because I'm just not 100% sure on that. So maybe that's the answer. Cindy, Facebook Live. Yes. So I have done Facebook Live a couple of times, just like when I was on vacation or whatever. I'm not a fan of any of Facebook's products. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of their video product. I'm not a fan of their live product. I'm not a fan of some of the ways that they do their business model. Just recently, I tried to change my Facebook page to Jen Lefforge, which fits so much better. And they wouldn't let me do it. They said it would confuse my subscribers, which makes no sense to me. Facebook and I are not getting along right now. And so I'm not inclined to go over there very often. I love it for those of you that are on there and communicate with me over there. I'm totally good with that. But yeah, I'm much happier as a creator on YouTube than I am on Facebook. And Cindy, yeah, I agree. I think you do have to have a certain amount of subscribers to go live. But at the same time, if you just wanted to practice, why not? And yes, I have gone live in the parks just one time, and that is in my live playlist. We did it from the Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom. So Allison LeBlanc says, my concern with Patreon is I can't really do it for everyone that I watch and enjoy. I would love to, but just as an option for me. Yeah, I think if I did it, Allison, it would really have to be one of those things where, what do you get out of it, right? Like for my patrons, I would be doing extra videos that they needed a private link. Like they would be getting some extra things. And I'm kind of with you there. I kind of like the free and openness of YouTube, and I'm not 100% sure I want to narrow that down. And if I did, I certainly would leave everything else open to everyone and more use it as a resource for me. To kind of have a board. You know how like a not-for-profit or even a company, they have a board, people they run things by and say, what do you think about this? So for me, that's probably how I would utilize my Patreon account. So still thinking about that. Wendy, I'm not a fan of Facebook at all. No, thanks. Yeah, I just don't think they're really out for creators. It's very advertising geared, and I like my YouTube much better. Lasercat, hey, how are you? Good to see you here. So Super Chat, those of you that are on here that are my creators, when you go live, make sure you utilize that Super Chat button and make sure you talk about it. Jenny's not on anymore, but we had a really interesting situation where they had utilized Super Chat, but they didn't tell people what it was. So your viewers don't know what that number sign is at the bottom if you don't tell them what it is. And don't be ashamed of it, because you're giving of your time, your talent, your money, your equipment, all of this stuff to produce this channel. And if they want to support you, you need to tell them how to do that. So make sure if you're going to use Super Chat, explain maybe a few times throughout the live what it is and how they can just press that button and then they can utilize Super Chat. So Big Oso wants to know, is it Oso or Oso? You'll have to tell me. What are tips for growing a channel? My wife started a blog about Disney and wants to start a channel. I feel like the biggest fraud when it comes to this, because it's kind of like, don't kill me, but that book everybody's loving right now, Girl, Go Wash Your Face. I feel like I hit on something that was a little bit like lightning in a bottle. So tips for growing my channel. I happened to hit on a topic that it's a Venn diagram of perfect timing, right? If you've ever read the book Outliers, it kind of reminded me of that. Like something I was passionate about, YouTube, and people were interested in it. And it just ended up in this intersection. So I would love to say that I did some magic thing that helped me to grow as quickly as I did, but I would say that really it was it was hard work mixed with opportunity and timing, which there's no way to know some of that. You can, however, control the hard work. So I probably put in about 40 hours of research before I started my YouTube channel, and I'm not exaggerating, like literally watching YouTube video after YouTube video from big creators, also from companies like TubeBuddy. YouTube itself has a creator channel I really like, and I was like a sponge. And so I absorbed everything before I ever created my first video. And then I've learned, Tuesdays are my learning day for YouTube. So I try to always be listening to new things, watching new creators, looking for tips and tricks, trying to leverage other social media like Pinterest and Instagram. You guys probably know Instagram is a big feed for a lot of people that watch YouTube are also on Instagram. So I would say work really hard and look for that thing. If you get TubeBuddy, there's an option on there called Tag Explorer, and you can put in different topics and it will give it a score and tell you if it's something good to target or not. I think you want to make sure you're not too broad, because if you're just targeting Disney, that is a pretty oversaturated market. So in my case, I really target Disney Vacation Club members. But whatever the case may be, kind of find what that smaller target audience is and figure out where they are and how to reach them. So that would be my advice about that. Yes. So Chris, yeah, you and I talked about just going through PayPal. So if I just go through PayPal, then I would just put the PayPal button on there and then people can just pay me directly. And I don't know why I feel oogie about that, Chris. You're going to have to help me get past that. I don't know. Something about that just makes me feel weird. And I don't know what it is. I guess I never want to be in a place where I want to make sure people know that you're paying me for my time and for the cost of doing the channel. And I mean, all my life I've done work and been paid for it. So don't ask me why I feel so weird about it. Yeah. So don't ask me why I feel so weird about that. But okay, sorry about that. So when you talk about super chat, say I also have PayPal. I know, and I do. So if that's curious, so I would just have to I would just have to put that on there. Let's see. Let me just block a user really quick. Put user in timeout. Okay, so I have lost I think all my moderators are off. So I'm going to be looking a little more carefully at my comments. Sandra, do you know how to moderate? I'm wondering if she knows how to moderate. And if you're going to be on here, I'm going to, I just made you a moderator. Sandra, congratulations. You are now a moderator for my channel. Sandra, you can play with that. Don't do anything if you don't want. I'm keeping an eye on it too. But Allison's back. Okay, good. I thought she left. So what just happened is important for going live. Thank you, world at large, for making a perfect example of the thing that we need to know about. So Allison, while you were gone, there was a nut job on here and he made a really, really inappropriate comment. And I just put him in timeout, but I probably need to block him. So your moderators, when you get a nut job, your moderators have the option to block them, to remove their comment, or to, thank you, Schultz fam, or to put them in timeout, and also to report the user. Reporting is really important if you're in a live, to make sure that you report people, because people who do that regularly will get banned from YouTube. Yay, Louise made it to a live chat. That's awesome. So Lasercat, you have to be approved by Allison, I know, pretty gross, right? Like, ugh. I will spare you guys what they said, but it was gross. You have to be approved by the person doing the live chat to be a moderator. So Allison is a very good friend of mine. And so she is a moderator on everything that I do. So anytime I'm on, Allison can moderate for me. And if you'll see, her name has that little wrench next to it. And now Sandra does as well. So if Sandra is ever on my live chats, she can now delete comments. She can put people in timeout. She can block people, all of that kind of stuff. So Sandra wants to know, do you think TubeBuddy would be beneficial for a small channel like mine? Yes, 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 yes. Definitely, Sandra, download at least the free version of TubeBuddy, and I'll tell you why. Their best practices box was the thing that I used more than anything else when I first started, because it reminded me of all the things that I needed to do. So it asked me, did I share it on Twitter? Did I do my end screens? Did I do my cards? Did I tag correctly? It also, you press suggest for your tags and it tells you the best things to tag to make sure that people see your video. Sandra, a channel like yours, definitely, and I talk about this all the time, you are at the mercy of the YouTube gods. Oh, live from the Target parking lot, it's Sandra D's Adventures. I love it. You're at the mercy of the YouTube gods to show people your videos. To this day, probably 30 to 40% of my traffic, even with 4,100 subscribers, comes from YouTube suggesting my video to somebody. So the biggest thing you have in your pocket is tagging your videos appropriately, doing that, your show notes appropriately, making sure that your first couple of that at least one paragraph really describes what it is, and then that you are titling it correctly so that YouTube knows who to suggest you to. So TubeBuddy really sets you up for success to kind of get in the back door, I think, of the YouTube algorithm to make sure that your videos are seen. Your videos being quality are up to you. Your videos being seen is kind of up to YouTube. So what your goal is as a creator, right? First and foremost, to make quality videos. If you're not making quality videos, nothing else after that matters. I'm sorry. I don't care how much YouTube says you're amazing and shows you to people. If your videos aren't good, people aren't going to stick around. So that part you have control over, right? And then you have control over this kind of in-between section where you're going to put your tags, your show notes. You're going to make sure that you're labeling everything correctly, that all of your music is royalty free, that you've done all that. And then that helps improve what happens as far as who can see your videos and who YouTube suggests you to. And that's how you build an audience. So yes, definitely Research General CEO, as well as the CEO. I'm the CEO of JemLefforge.com. SEO, which some of you may not even know. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. I was a blogger for many years, so that's always a big deal to make sure that when someone is searching for something, that your video ranks number one. Like right now, if you go search for Disney Vacation Club, I think 6 of the top 10 videos are my videos. I'm very, very proud of that. Part of that was hard work on my part. A big part of that was just, like I said, luck and timing and all of that. Watching from Ghana, Africa. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Gosh, someone asked about the quality of the video. I'm on my Mac, so it's not going to be as good when we do these live streams as it is when I am on either my camera or on my phone. But my Mac, it's just a lot easier to see y'all's comments. So that's kind of why I do it on that. So Melinda Swaysgood, Melinda's Vacations. Good. You are so welcome for doing these. I really, again, I do these because I didn't feel like there was anybody out there, y'all. When I first started creating, all of the YouTube videos that I watched were people who had like 50,000 subscribers or more, 100,000 subscribers. And I was like, I need someone like me. I need someone that's got a big learning curve going on, that isn't sure what everything means. And I really am doing this because it's something that I felt like didn't exist when I first started YouTube. So if you guys want to kind of watch my journey, definitely go back and watch my 1-month creator video, because sometimes I think when you first start and you have like 5 subscribers, it's very discouraging. And in that first month, I think I had 30 subscribers. And so that's just really something that you want to track your own progress, but also really be proud of what you're doing. Because even when you put up that first video, right? How many of you, when you put up your very first video, were terrified? I was terrified. And then I sat there and looked at it like, is anybody going to watch this? And by the way, I still do that. I put up a video this morning, and for some reason it was really slow to show me, oh yay, London is in the house. Ooh, I'm going to be in London. I'm leaving for London on Sunday. So make sure the weather stays. The weather's looking really good for my visit. So make sure it stays that way, please. So yeah, I don't know what I was saying about that, other than don't, Lasercat, you have 38 subscribers, 100%. You're called a creator and not a manufacturer, right? A manufacturer can create a product and get it out there. A creator is cultivating something. And when you're cultivating something, it's going to be slow growing. And if you're enjoying the process as a creator, that's what really matters. So I think keep doing YouTube. Pixie Destin Pins, I'm so glad you're here. I think keep doing YouTube as long as you wake up in the morning and you're excited to do YouTube. And the day that you wake up and you're not excited to do it, take a break and then come back in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, London. So that was the other thing that I wanted to talk about. Jen, I took my mom's phone. Is Riley here? Is Riley here? Oh, I'll be so excited if Riley's here. That's one of Coral Joy's sons that I adore. I love Ryan too. So if it's Ryan, that's also good. So yeah, Pixie Destin Pins. Yeah, I haven't tracked any progress. You need to be tracking your progress, right? Because how do you know how far you've come? And on those days when you're discouraged, if you had 2 subscribers and now you have 4, guess what? You doubled. So that's a really big deal. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is for those of you that are travel vloggers, Sandra, I know you are. I know Schultz family. I know you are. It's Riley. Okay, sorry. When you are a travel vlogger, this was a huge learning curve for me. Travel vlogging in Disney is like vlogging in my backyard, right? I've been to Disney World 8 million times. I know where everything is. I know around every corner. Vlogging in Paris, y'all, if you haven't watched the Paris vlogs, at least go watch a little bit of it. But that was a completely different animal because it is so intimidating to not only be in this place you've never, so in a country that I haven't been in 30 years, I'm by myself. I don't speak the language. I don't know where I'm going. And oh, I know, let's film all that. That sounds like a fabulous idea. Oh yes, Jershu, go do your homework. You need to make sure you get that done. So good luck on your midterm. My boys are studying for midterms as well. So yeah, when you're filming in a place you've never been, I think you just have to go for it and you have to not worry about what you're filming. I threw out probably 60% of my footage specifically from Paris itself because I was just filming anything and everything. I was filming myself talking. I was filming myself on the bus because I was like, well, if I just film and film and film, eventually I'm going to have something that's worth putting up. So video and then do voiceover if you're uncomfortable vlogging. Yeah, Chris, that is such a fantastic idea and advice I wish I had listened to. Because it really would have been a great idea to just film and then do voiceover. I don't regret the talking that I did, but I did end up deleting a lot of the audio. Plus, there was a lot of wind in Paris, and I don't have that little mustache thing to put on the top of my camera. And so that was an issue. And yeah, it was just, I don't even have words. It was a comedy of errors is what it was. But when I got home, now the downside was my editing took a lot longer. Don, you only have 1 subscriber. I don't know. It might be me. It could have been because you were one of my first subscribers. I might have hit, I don't know. I thought it was like Instagram, follow back. Okay. I'll be a team player. Why not? So Don, start making some videos. Why not? You've got a Disney trip coming up. Your videos are, this is from KK090200. Your videos are always informative and great. Also, we made the jump and purchased our DVC at Copper Creek. Oh, that's fantastic. Good, good, good. That's so exciting. Welcome home. Copper Creek is beautiful. So, yeah, Allison, you know what I'm talking about? The little mustache thing that goes right here, a little fuzzy thing. The UK people can get them off of Amazon. We can't. We have to like do some MacGyvering to make one. So if somebody knows an easy way to do that, I've watched the YouTube videos on them and they just, yeah. Oh, good. Charlie's back as Willpower Rowing. If you want to follow his channel, he has a great channel all about rowing. So if you're into rowing, go and follow Willpower Running because he's on here now too. Amy wants to know if I have any plans to go to Japan. My son is dying. He went to Japan last year and absolutely loved it and is dying for me to go back with him. So that's a definite maybe, especially because he does want to do it. It's just really far. So a wool sock cut up and tape. Chris, you're killing me. That sounds like a craft. You guys notice that there are no craft videos on my page, except for that one time that I stuck a sticker on a magic band. I don't do crafts. You give me wool socks cut up and tape. That just sounds like a craft. Okay, Allison, thank you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Schultz fam, I can't wait to go to Disneyland Paris. We want to go to England and Paris next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I need to visit all Disney parks. Agreed. The Muff. Thank you, Corey. That's what it's called. The Muff. Yes, Disneyland Paris was a trip and a half. I really, even like do yourselves a favor and go listen to the music. I think it's called Stars on Parade. The music for their daytime parade is a trip. Like everything is just like not really a minor key, but it's just like it's Disney. You know, it's Disney, but it's just like a little bit cooler and a little bit not weird, but just I don't know. Somebody help me with a word that's like I use the word avant-garde, but it's French is what it is. It's just a little bit European. So anyway, that's always super fun. Okay, Allison is leaving. So Sandra, I hope you're still in the Target parking lot. Otherwise, I'm going to have to be really careful here about my moderating. We will try to keep this to just about an hour. And if you guys, I know everybody has lives, and I didn't give anybody much warning that I was going to do this. So again, thank you to those of you that showed up. So we were talking about numbers and vlogging. Editing wise, there's been a bit of a learning curve this month as I have done a lot more trips, right? Because I had my Disney trip with my son to edit, and then the Paris vlogs to edit, and now I'm bye Louise, I'm so glad you were here. Now I'm working on the my trip with Coral, and it takes a while, and I kind of have to be in the right frame of mind to sit down and edit. So, oh, good, yes, Pixie Dust and Pins. Congratulations, you are now a moderator for jenlefforge.com. And you get Pixie Dust and Pins, you get all of the prizes and awards therein that you are entitled to, which is nothing. But I appreciate you very much. So hopefully that worked. See if that worked. Did it add you as a moderator? Okay, yeah, it should have added you as a moderator. Those of you who are just joining us do need to know that if you're going to go live, try to have a moderator. Oh, Becca Hart is here. Yay, Becca. Yes, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. When you do live, you're always going to come, like when I moderated for the Neverland Family, there was somebody came on there, said some really horrible things, and you do have to make sure you have somebody to moderate for you. Just people come on and they want attention, and so they say crazy things, and so you want someone to be right now Pixie Dust and Pins is just watching my comments to look for anything that is divisive or rude, or you can put in, and I should have said this in the beginning when we were talking about going live. Thank you, Schultz fam, I really appreciate that. I think I found my niche too. I love it. There is a blocked words section. And what you want to do is go in there and put in all the words that you don't want anybody to say. And that will eliminate some of the crazies. But of course, there's always people that figure out how to get around it. So have a good moderator. Do you have specific channels or websites that you found particularly helpful when you were researching, creating, or filming videos? And that's from Shannon Pitchford. Yes, 100%. So Michelle B, and I will go find her. You should be able to find her if you just search for Michelle B. I felt like her videos were very straightforward, and they were very kind of YouTube for dummies. It was exactly what I needed without a lot of YouTube. Okay, let me back up. A lot of YouTubers are gaming YouTubers, right? So a lot of the creator videos that you'll see will be really geared toward gaming YouTubers who are 25 years old. I am not a gaming YouTuber that is 25 years old. So I needed a little bit different approach. So I found the TubeBuddy creator video series, which you do not have to be part of TubeBuddy to utilize. Anybody can subscribe to TubeBuddy's creator channel. They have great videos. They go live about once a week, and they always have great guests on there. The Michelle B, as I mentioned, YouTube's creator videos are really, really good. Anybody else that's on that has YouTube creators that they really like, I do a lot of searching. And a lot of times someone will be like a guest on either TubeBuddy or YouTube's creator channel, and I'll go and follow them. So I'll try to come up with a list, and I will put that in the show notes for this, Shannon. So you'll have a good resource. It'll go up probably later tonight. You can go back and look at that. So that would be really, really helpful. So, hey, Ken. Yes, Ken, where were you today? I'm dying to know where you were today. I'm going to give a quick shout out. Make sure everybody is registered to vote. Oh, hey, Sean. Sean is from Negrolando, and it's a great channel. Those of you who saw my video with Sean, he was the guy that was holding up my phone and was like 9 stories above my head, because he's got the longest arms of anyone I've ever seen. So if you want somebody to walk around the parks with and hold your camera, he could probably do that for you. How has your style of filming changed since you started your channel? That is a really great question. I would say that I've become a lot more cognizant of purposefully doing B-roll, because I found that I really need transitions. And this is a little insider tip. I will film transitions and put them into the vlog, maybe not where I did that actual transition. And at first I was such a stickler for like, well, I can't put that there because I didn't do that then. For example, in the Paris vlogs, I talked about Pirates of the Caribbean. I didn't actually ride Pirates of the Caribbean until my last day there, but I put the footage on the first day. I know that sounds ridiculous, but when I first started, I somehow felt like it was inauthentic if I wasn't true to what had actually happened on that day. And I'm learning that if it tells the story better, that I can pull that from wherever I want. So for instance, if I'm moving from shooting on Main Street to moving in Adventureland, I may have filmed that walking to Adventureland 3 days before or whatever. I can still pull it and use it on that video. And some of you are probably laughing like, why could she not figure that out? But just getting into the role of realizing that I'm not just documenting my trip, that I'm actually telling a story, and that it's okay to pull pieces from other times in order to tell the story better has been a big learning curve for me and something that I'm still growing in. So I feel like that style has changed. I definitely feel like I'm getting better at holding the camera further away from my face. I still cringe because, especially if I'm in a crowded area, I have this really bad habit of holding it really close because I don't want to be conspicuous. Well, that's great if you want footage of the inside of my nose. But if you want something that is actually usable footage, then I need to hold it, either that or borrow Sean's arms so I can be further away. So yeah, my style has definitely changed. Through my, oh, and Ken, no worries at all. You're welcome to be here. You can ask any question that you want. My style has definitely changed only in that I feel like I'm getting more cognizant of my viewers. The other thing that I have started doing when I edit, I used to film like okay, so I'm here and I'm filming something and now there's something over here I want to film. Okay, we'll go over here. That actually makes people physically ill. So I still do that, but then when I edit, what I do is I'm like, oh, and look, there's so-and-so. And when I edit, I cut out where I switched over. Does that make sense? So that you guys don't get motion sickness. So not giving your viewers motion sickness is a really, really good thing to do. Jen, where was this info last year when I was struggling with videotaping at Disney the first time? So Cindy, here's what I would say about that. When it is your first time going and filming, it is going to be a train wreck and you just have to accept it. Just do it anyway. Because there's certain things in life you only get better at by doing, and YouTube is one of those things. So you have to get your education in the beginning, right? Because you do have to know how to use the software. You have to know how to edit. You have to know what kind of sound you're going to use. You have to buy the equipment you're happy with. But then at some point, you really have to just decide, I'm going to learn on the job. You can't be in school forever. You have to move forward and you have to learn on the job. And better production quality is really helpful. Chris, I 100% agree. But I also think that everybody has a learning curve with that. And just because your first few trips, you look at it and you're going, oh, I don't know. I don't think that means don't put it out there. I think if people will connect with you, because that's really why they watch. Pixie Dustin Pins. Yes, I don't like when people are doing room resort tours and they're moving the cam too fast. 100%. So you can always, and Chris makes a great point, you can always go slower than you think you want to do and then speed it up in your editing. And that's been another big learning curve for me. There's so much I can edit, you guys. I can crop. I don't have to zoom in. I can crop in iMovie. I can edit my sound in iMovie. I can reduce background noise in iMovie. I can change the coloring of something in iMovie. So having the freedom to just film whatever and then kind of let the chips fall where they may. And I sort of feel like the stories, when I'm travel vlogging, the stories kind of tell themselves. So then I started doing things like filming multiple intros and multiple outros. And I talked about this in the last live that I did, but because I really do like to bookend my days, but I don't know until I get home and edit what the beginning and the end are going to be. I really don't. So I will film a couple times during a trip. I'll go off somewhere aside. My friends, if I'm traveling with people, think I'm insane, and I'll film an outro because I may want to use it and I may not. And so if I had a literal cutting room floor, I think you would see just piles and piles, the old strips from literally when they would cut. I cut out a whole lot. And I've become very much okay with that. Laser Cat, is it okay to vlog on a phone? Sean would be a great one to answer that. It 100% is okay to vlog on a phone. In fact, a lot of the iPhones, you are going to get better quality. Oh, this is kind of fun. The Brookhart Project just posted a new video, and so did Disney Pins Blog. You're going to get better quality on your iPhone than on a lot of the cameras, and it's not conspicuous. A lot of people, I certainly am never going to be one to walk around with a big rig. It just makes me really uncomfortable. So yes, phone is a great place to start. Schultz family is 100% right. And I think just go with what you're comfortable with, because the best story is going to be the one you're comfortable telling, right? So if you get bogged down with the technology piece and then you're all weird and awkward because you're not comfortable with it, then I think for me, I would sacrifice a little bit of quality in order for my comfort level to be where I felt comfortable filming in the parks. That's just me. And I know when I watch other vloggers, you can tell when somebody's really comfortable and when they're not. I would rather watch someone who's really comfortable than someone who has fabulous technology, but is like, doesn't know what to do and doesn't know how to talk and walk and do all of those things. So I think number one is go with what you're comfortable with and then let the technology develop over time. One thing I would not do if you're just starting out is go out and spend a ton of money, because you really don't know if it's something you're going to want to continue doing. So I would definitely go to doing something that you're comfortable with over the quality until you kind of get your sea legs, and then you can slowly start to incorporate other things. Chris is 100% right. Stabilization in your camera. This one, or I'm sorry, that was Willpower Rowing. The Canon G7 does have stabilization. Another thing I will recommend, I don't have the adapter on here, but this little holster has an adapter for iPhone that's upstairs. Anytime you can hold it, hold it in a way where it's not going to shake as much, you're going to be better off, because it does take a while to not get shaky. So that's a good thing. I've got a Disney dream. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. You're always so supportive of the channel. When editing, do you find that it's harder to edit trip videos versus things you film at home? With trip vlogs, there's just so much more footage to cut down, and I feel bogged down. Okay, so here's what, and I'm glad you brought that up, because that was something I wanted to talk about today. Every time when I get home from vlogging a trip, I am overwhelmed. And I try to cut it down into more manageable bites by only, like, I download from my SIM card, well, plus my Mac has not great storage. So I only download from my SIM cards the section that I'm working on, and that really helps. And everything else stays on the SIM cards until I'm ready to work with it. The other thing is, every time I download maybe, 15 or 20 clips that I think is going to be a video, I think it's crap. I think it's total garbage. I think I shouldn't be a vlogger. I think, why do I do this? This is dumb. This is going to be that one time that it's not going to turn out. And then I slowly start to work with it. Oh, hey, Jenny, I'm glad you came back. I slowly start to work with it, and I start seeing, this is going to sound so artsy fartsy, and I don't mean it to sound that way, but I start to see the story come together, right? Kind of the overarching story of the day. And then I start adding music here, and then I start kind of taking this out, and then I kind of start taking that out. And this kind of, like I said before, this story just kind of evolves. And I don't know how to explain it other than, if it does help you feel good, that every time I sit there and I look at those 15 or 20 clips that I'm going to try to, as my mother used to say, make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, I think this is garbage and I cannot do this. So, I don't know where that magical thing comes together, but I get in this place where I see the story. It's like one of those magic eye pictures. Once I see the story, then the editing flows really fast. But a lot of times I have to start with it just all in a straight line and then sleep on it and then come back. And it's a whole thing. So I don't think my videos are as good for as much creative effort as I put into them. Cindy wants to know, what size card would you suggest and how many? I started with 32s. I now use 64s, but that's just because of these longer trips that I'm taking. I went on my first vlogging trip. I always recommend that you have 2 batteries and 2 chargers, right? Because if you're going to vlog, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, she went away. If you're going to vlog an entire trip, it's best if you can charge both your batteries overnight. So having 2 chargers, it wasn't at an expense, but it really did help. So I went on my first real vlogging trip with 2 64s and 2 batteries and 2 chargers. I did not use even the one 64, so that was probably overkill. But I'm an SD card hoarder. I'm not good about deleting footage. So right now I have about 6. But like the one that I filmed a couple of videos on today was just a little 18 that I had. So that would be my other recommendation. Is for me, it helps me to keep things organized if I keep different things on different SD cards. So like that 18 just has the ones that I'm filming down here in my basement, because I dump those as soon as I'm done filming them. So that one I can just keep doing over and over. Jen's right. 128 would be ideal. Those are really expensive, but you never do have to worry about running out of space. Although, Jen, you're with your Vlogtober. Jen's Happy Home. Make sure you follow her. She is doing Vlogtober, so she's vlogging every day, and I'm betting you're going to get through that 128. Chris wants to talk about balancing being there versus filming. Yeah, I think this is an excellent call. First and foremost, I think you are traveling to travel. Okay. I don't travel to vlog. I travel to travel. So if my vlogging, I like to vlog because I like bringing it home to you guys. I like to get paid by YouTube. Sorry. And I also like coming back and reliving the experience. Okay. So if my primary objective, if my big rock in the jar is being with my family or being with my friends, and the vlogging is interfering with that, I stop vlogging. I'm always going to choose being with the people I love over getting the shot. And so usually you can find a place and a time to get away to do some filming and things like that. And I love reliving the experience. Coral, why are you not showing up as a moderator? Coral Joy is supposed to always be a moderator on my channel. I don't know how that happened. You can relive the experience and you actually remember things. Like don't give me that. I fixed it. There are things that I am remembering from the Paris trip that I never would have remembered if I didn't have the vlog to look back on. So it's kind of like reliving it, right? And then the memories are there, and then I have them to look at over and over again. So in that regard, I feel like it's a win-win. I will say this: if the people around you are constantly mad at you because you're filming, you need to stop filming, or you need to travel with different people. Like, you have to decide what your main objective is of the trip. For example, 2020 will be my next big family trip. I probably won't vlog on that trip at all, other than maybe do like some B-roll and some reviews when we get back, because it drives my family crazy. And I love my family. And for that trip, they're my priority. So I think different trips have different priorities, and you just have to, every vlogger has to work that out for themselves. So that was a really long answer. Okay. Being there versus filming is one of my main fears. I have never vlogged, and I plan on doing it for the first time on our next trip, but our party is going to be ginormous. Well, you know what, Pixie Dust and Pins, that might actually work in your favor if there's a lot of people, because you might be able to kind of sneak away or get a different vantage point or whatever. And people may not even notice what's going on. So, and yes, Ken, she has the blue wrench by her name because she can delete comments, and if people get out of line, she can put them in timeout, and she's got the power. So thank you, Coral, for that. Let's see. There was another question on there. I can't remember what it is now. But we are about ready to close this out. This was way better attended than I thought it would be. If anybody has any last minute questions, I am going to stay on for just a couple of more minutes. Wow, we covered a lot. Any technology questions out there? I showed you guys kind of what I use. Our camera is going, but I do not vacation through my lens. Try to remember that if you are new to vlogging. Oh, Jenny, I'm so glad you said that. So Jenny has a perfect example. The night that she and I met, we had such a good time connecting that both of us said when we got back, geez, I wish I'd gotten more footage. Well, I mean, if we'd had it now, someday Jenny will have a cameraman following us around, and then we won't have to worry about that. But we were enjoying getting to know each other and having a great time together. And I have zero regrets that we didn't get a lot of footage because we actually became friends. So that was a really big deal. And it is a struggle, Sandra, to be present. But the people that are really close to you kind of just get used to it and you get into a rhythm with it. And like I said earlier, for those of you that may not have been on, this has become like an extension of my arm. And I know Jenny could definitely attest to that. Coral's the same way. Allison WDW Girl, same way. You walk around and you see something and you capture it. And I don't even skip a sentence anymore, right? Like I'm in the middle of a paragraph and I'll film something for B-roll and be completely present. But that took practice. And you know what? Becca, I'm going to put this in. A lot of people have asked about this, and this is the best thing ever. It's actually meant for an iPhone, but you can take the adapter off. I will put this in the show notes so that you can get one. I think it's all of $17.99, and I don't remember what it's called, Becca, but I'll look it up. Becca Hart is actually also a great one to follow. She just did her first trip. So if you're thinking of filming your first Disney trip, she had all those same concerns, and she has done a stellar job of all of her filming. So she's definitely a great one if you're curious of what it looks like when it's somebody's first trip. You only get better at vlogging by vlogging. That's just all there is to it. So I'm going to end there. Be present, keep creating. You guys are awesome. If you like these, the creator updates as lives, I would love to move forward and do it that way in the future. It's actually more fun for me to do creator updates with you guys. So yeah, just good luck to everybody. I love your channels. I love the great comments that everybody made. And I will see you next time. Have a great night. Bye.